Well, good morning, folks. How are you? Another beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we will enjoy it and rejoice in it. So, we're continuing with our scene of the kids coming together and hugging. For those of you who are new to my channel, you'll have to go back to see the beginnings of this tutorial. I'm doing animation on a short film that I'm working on with these characters, and I'm doing it in real time. So if you're interested in following that, go back to see some of the previous videos that I have on my channel, and you'll see where I got started and how I'm working. Um, I do this for the benefit of young animators getting started, or people who are in the business who are doing their own films, to hopefully encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. I believe that we live in a really wonderful time, actually, as animation artists, really, in that we have at our disposal some very powerful and very useful um, tools. And so we want to make the best use of the tools that we have, because you can make your own films, and you can do a lot by yourself. And in these days, the animation industry, when I was coming up, um, you could make your own film if you liked, but there was a lot more involved in it. If you wanted to make a film, sure, most people could sit down and with some paper and pencil and draw and animate their own stuff. But very few of us had the money to say to buy a camera, or very few of us had money to buy cells, or cell paint, or be able to paint our own cells and then to shoot it professionally on a good camera and be able to edit it and put the sound on it and hire people to do voices. There were just so many layers of production involved in making an animated film, which is still the same truth today. But the difference between then and now is that now you have these wonderful programs like the one that I'm using now. This is a rough animator that I'm working in. And you can you can do everything yourself. You can animate, you can clean up, you can paint, you can get yourself some editing software, and you can edit your animation together. You can record your own dialogue if you like yourself, or you could get some friends to do it for you, to record, and you can put that together. You can read your own tracks. Everything that costs a lot of money and time and effort now can be done easily. You can make an entire film in a couple of days if you want. And so my channel is really here to just to inspire, really. And I hope that all of you out there who are animators or new to the business, I hope you get into doing it. It's a lot of fun. It isn't something that you have to be a professional to do. Just go and have fun doing it, and, whether you're young or old. So, all right. Well, anyway, so right now I'm doing painting on the scene, and I've already done the animation. So what I have here is, if you look above here, I've got a layer. The bottom layer here is the rough drawings, which I've put at a percentage so that I can see the line underneath. And then on the top layer here, that I just highlighted, is the cleanup and the paint. What I've done here on the top layer is I've added blank frames in here. These are blank frames where I can do my cleanup drawing. And the reason why the line is kind of dim is because I've dropped the opacity on this level down to 27% so that I can see the drawing underneath. The drawing on the top would be where I put the color. So, and I go by, and all of these characters, by the way, are on the same layer, which is a little harder to sometimes deal with. But for me as an animator, it just made more sense for me to put all of the characters on the same layer. I would say that whenever you can separate characters, of course, it's a good idea. But some types of scenes don't lend themselves to that. Now I'm going to set my brush here on the left to a solid brush. So that's what you're seeing over here. I'm taking a pen, my brush, and I'm setting the size of the brush at about 6 or 7 pixels. So I'm dropping that down to 7 pixels. And so then I can clean up. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this back to fitting the window, making a big image so that I can see the line a lot better. I'm going to do Lenny first, who's the black kid here on the left side of the screen. And I'll put his line on first. He's got a black line that goes all the way around him. I think the sooner that you hop into doing any type of animation and just having some fun, the better, because you're going to make mistakes. So you don't let that stop you. Don't have too high of an expectation of success too early on. I think the important thing is to, first of all, get a grasp of what it is that you're trying to do. You know, get an understanding of what it is you're trying to do, and start small, because you're going to make mistakes probably. And that's all right. That's how you learn. When I first started doing animation, um, I guess, and I can't say that I ever really completely got away from this, but the impatience of wanting to see the thing when it's all done was, I guess, the impetus that would keep me working. Because I knew that at the end of the rainbow, there was going to be my prize, the prize of the accomplishment of what I had done. And that's true. It is. There is a happiness to it of that accomplishment. But I had to also learn patience. I had to also learn to, um, wait. That I'd have to wait to get the effect that I wanted. That it wasn't just going to come automatically, but that it would take time. So it isn't the thing that you always want to have to tell somebody, that it's going to take time for something to even to learn it, but it's just the truth. There isn't any way around it. Animation is an extremely labor-intensive art form that requires that you stay with it. But I guess that's the way it is with everything in life, isn't it? If you want to be good at something, you're going to have to put in the work. So, all right, so we're going to use the paint bucket here to paint Lenny's body. So we've got to get the right colors. And sometimes I have to flip back to the previous drawing to make sure I'm getting the right color for him, because it's real easy to get it wrong. And when you're painting colors, sometimes when you use the paint bucket, it doesn't always fill in everything, and so I will use a paint behind function to make sure I'm filling in all the little cracks and crevices. I actually enjoy the all of the little minutia to like making something finished. The painting, the cleaning up, the in-betweens. I actually get kind of a thrill out of that the mundane part of doing animation. It has its place. That's my daughter in the background, if you're wondering who's yelling back there. My special needs daughter, Nina. She makes noises when she's happy. So she's happy. Seems like she's happy most of the time, which is not bad. It's a little noisy, but you know, that's what she likes. Alright, so we got Lenny all done. And we'll go do Nora next. Nora's got... Okay, so Nora's got the black hair. Alright, so we'll get the black line on her hair. Whoops, it's the wrong color. Thank God for undo. I love undo. That's when I see the little things like, you know, that's the thing that I found as a person who's, you know, used to working in an old-fashioned manner. Working in the computer was like an acquired taste for me, but boy, oh boy, the wonderful things that computers do. I think to myself, golly, I think in some ways actually the computer is in some ways more for us old timers than it is for you young folks. I mean, it's for everybody. But what I mean by that is because we had to do it the hard way, because we didn't have computers, because we had to do it by hand, and we have a great appreciation for what the computer can do. Well, I do. Let me say that. I can only speak for myself. I have a tremendous amount of appreciation for what the computer can do. And a simple little thing like undo. Man, I tell you, I don't know how much time I spent in when I had drew on paper having to fix things. And man, to be able to just click a little button that says undo, or you know, just go over something and undo the mess with a simple little action. I got to tell you, that is a godsend, my friend. Oh, here's another one: draw behind or draw in front. It's, you know, you could say these are little things, but boy, oh boy, man, I mean, they're to me, they help. They help so much because they speed up the process of what you're doing. You know, it's. I mean, we would spend. Oh man, you could spend hours trying to fix something just because you made the wrong line in the wrong space or something. You know, but you got to undo. All you got to do is hit undo, and it's gone. And there's no trace of it. You know, back in the day, if you animated something, and let's say you had to make a change like that, man, that was a lot of changing you were going to have to do. And then when you did it, you know, there was always a trace of, oh, you must have you must have had to erase that. Or, you know, you could almost kind of see the error, you know, and what you had to do to fix it. But man, with all of with the whole computer thing where, you know, you don't even see it. Man, that's great. That is great. So all of the computer's little things that make it easier. So for old timers like me, oh man, it's a godsend, you know. It really is. There's only one thing I guess I could say if I was going to, say preferences. There's a quality to drawing something traditionally with your pencil and everything that you don't get with a computer. And what that would be is you don't get the aesthetic of the tool itself. There's something about, say, drawing with a pencil, the graphite. There's something about when you're drawing, say, with doing something with a pastel, you know, or charcoal. It just, the smell of the material that you're using, just that really, a lot of times has its own, there's a quality to that is a part of what you do, and the way it looks, the texture of it. There's things about it that I guess it's really difficult to explain why something like that is important, but it is important. So, but like I said, the computer definitely has made our lives much easier in the animation world. You know, immeasurably easier. So, thank you, computer people out there who have written these programs. Bless you. So let's see, we got Nora coming up there. All right. Okay, man, let's see who we want. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and do Jason. No, maybe we'll get Miguel in here. Let's see. I think Miguel has a black line around him all the way. Yeah, he does. Okay. So we'll keep. How are we doing time-wise? Okay. We'll keep. Whoop, no, wrong color. Undo. Black. Okay. So. There we go. Yeah, see, something as simple as being able to draw underneath that line. See, I don't have to try to stop to get to the edge of the where the color line is. I can just draw like and not worry about it because I know that the line is going to go underneath on its own. You know, if I'm running up against another color, like here where I'm drawing around around, oops, around Jason's color arm or hand, I can just go right up to the edge of it because I know that this color line is going to go underneath. I don't have to, stop and go. I better not get too close because no, I can go right up to the line and go right past it because automatically that color line is going to go where it's supposed to, which would be underneath the other color line. And if I'm making a line, like, cleaning up like I'm doing now, and the line doesn't quite go where I want, I can just undo that line and draw it again. It's all those little things that speed up the process of what you're doing. And that makes the whole animation process faster and more tenable. You also a lot of times have to move things around so that it's more convenient in your drawing where your hand has to go and how your hand is moving across the page. You might have to rotate the table or your drawing area. There's just a lot of things that have to be taken into account when you're, doing this. All right, so now we're going to paint. Okay, whoops. Something went wrong there. Back up. Oh, yeah, I see what it is. See, I was going to fill in. Let's put this on the top here. I was going to fill in for, Miguel's hair. But what I didn't realize is that because Jason's arm was intersecting with his head, there was actually an open space there. That's why the paint spilled out. Okay, so now we got that fixed. All right. Oops. And you can always tell too when you make a mistake. You can always tell when something's wrong because the computer will always let you know if something isn't quite right. And thank God once again for the undo button. Let's see here. Right. Okay. White on the eyes. Purple on the shirt. Okay. Let's see. Pants blue. I think that's this blue. Pink. Should be that blue. Yes, it is. Right. Okay. Let's see. Black on the shoe here, there, and the gray there. Okay. Check that. Okay. Whoops. Ew. Oops. Undo. The wrong button. All right, so that's where we're at for the moment. All right, well, we'll stop here then. We're at 23 minutes. Okay, so we'll pick up tomorrow on this. We got almost one whole drawing finished. We still got a few drawings to finish on this. Looks like we've got about 8, maybe 10, 11 drawings to paint, and then we'll be done with this scene. So that's not going to take too long. We'll if we step up our action, we might be able to get it done before the week's out, but we'll see. All right, because it is only Monday after all. So, all right, good people, have a great week, a great day rather, and I will see you tomorrow.